Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Alex. And here we go. Astralis going to be starting on the CT side with G2 on the T side. And this is going to be a spicy game. I am actually kind of shocked that we end up on Nuke, but we'll see how it goes. Outside seems to be where G2 are headed at the moment.
Yeah, all 5 of them. Magis is going to be the first one at contact. There's the peak, and he's dropped immediately. There's the P250 as well. A very quick headshot.
Yeah, crouching right underneath and now setting up for a bit of an explosion here towards Hell. In fact, I thought maybe they're going to go for Mini, but they're going to be rushing right around. And Dupree quickly tries to dodge it, just wants to escape further back instead. And that's given them so much map control with a lot of time still on the clock.
Yeah, even Device having to be pulled back as well to help guard beneath the ladder. Dupree just hitting this angle. There's the peak. He's got nowhere else to go, though. He's trapped. That positioning not doing him well. And this upper bomb site is just slowly being restricted. And where can you go if you're Glaive at this point behind the vent? He's under so much trouble, and now he's stuck in a corner.
Yeah, he really is. There's not a lot of places for him to go unless he just wants to leave the bomb site. Kenny will take him down. Device on a flanking mission that has to happen slowly because of the sound that he would make. Otherwise, does win the first fight. That's the first kill as well, even happening for Astralis, which is really not a good look in this pistol round. Sip coming up out of secret. And Shox is waiting for just that. The noise being made. It misses a shot, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to get the kill. And that's not just a beautiful round, but I mean, from G2's point of view, really good positioning, really good headshots, but Astralis also missing, you know, just way too many bullets at the beginning here.
Yeah, and that was not a very, I mean, obviously some very nice shots by G2. I think the big thing that I noticed is that's one of those rare rounds that you see Astralis, you know, part of when they were the best team in the world, you just never got those individual fights. They got like 4 of them, it felt like. The one outside on Magisk, they had Glaive over at the vent who was all alone, Dupree up on top of the ladder was alone. So, I mean, everywhere G2 went in the early stages of those rounds, they just found isolated Astralis members, which feels very uncharacteristic to me. I think this match, actually we can hold the thought because it is a full investment for Astralis in this round. 2 Deagles, 5-7, 2 Scouts.
Yeah, that could be good. I mean, Scouts on Nuke absolutely can work. But for Afterplants, I think if G2 get into a bomb site, that's a completely different matter here. Sip with the Scout as well. Interesting all on its own. Double Mac 10 there on the G2 side. That could really do a lot of damage.
So far so good from this defense though. A little bit of information, a little bit of aggression in towards Hut. They still have smokes.
Ooh.
Glaive is in some trouble. If he doesn't realize that Kenny's already gotten to red box. Time is running lower and lower. There's 1 minute still left, so plenty of it left for G2 to make something happen or to find an avenue into a bomb site, but it's going to be very helpful to Astralis if this clock gets too much lower.
Oh, this is big, isn't it? Kenny, he actually does land a headshot, surviving barely, but that counter smoke as well going down towards the squeak door. That made a big difference too. Magisk sneaking in right underneath. Is he going to be able to catch anyone? I'm not even sure.
The bomb's out there. The bomb's out there. If he catches the bomb, that'd be huge with the time that's left on the clock.
Almost does, but not quite. And again, making too much noise could be deadly at this point in time. 30 seconds, and seems like they're going to try and see if they could wrap around. A big kill there on Device. Amanek up on top, and Magisk is all the time just a second away from catching them. It's actually painful to watch. He's so close to doing it. Kenny does not have the bomb, but surely going to be going down. Easy kill there. And inside of the bomb site, Jax will have found a spot for it. And I think that was the big chance, wasn't it?
Yeah, if he was able to catch that bomb, as you mentioned, it's just such a frustrating position to be in, even if you're, I mean, for us watching as well, it's almost stressful, but for Magisk, it's just disappointing because you have such a sick flank, and I think from here, if you're these Astralis players, it's just about saving. Dupree can't really get involved coming up the vents. The Scout isn't going to be useful here, especially without armor. That's a great shot, though.
Wow.
That's just a little exit kill. They still can't go for it, and obviously saving the AK-47. What I was going to say is this match is like has a different level for me in interest, just because I think people are already starting to feel a little bit like obviously more confident, and they're starting to feel more comfortable playing against Astralis and being able to beat them. But I think if you start having a couple teams surprisingly beat Astralis on Nuke, like if G2 is able to take it here, that feels like it's going to be like open, you know, hunting season is open on Astralis, because, you know, this is their map. This is the one where it's like, even no matter what, you just don't play them on Nuke. And if they start to show weakness on that map, then I think everyone is just going to be like, all right, you know, this isn't, you know, who cares about this Astralis at this point? Let's play him.
It is even such an added luxury if you are the team that has one of those maps that no one will ever pick against you, because you can almost just yourself
It's a free veto in a way.
It's a free veto, but you can also just, in your practice time, just say, listen, well, I spend time on working on the other maps until somebody, starts to actually do this. So I think there's even there's a time where if you are Astralis and you're good on Nuke and no one can stop you, you could even just stop playing it stop practicing it for a long time, and you will have a sort of a free flying, gliding area where it still works, right? No one is noticing that you might actually not be having the same sort of intensity on that map. But somehow, it does feel like that's happening slowly now. People are saying, all right, let's see what we can do. I do respect the idea that G2 want to do that, and I agree, if they end up taking them down here, that could be interesting.
Yeah, if it's not already here, then it would, hunting season would arrive for sure after that.
Technical pause as we are sorting out some kind of issue. Zip, I'm not sure what's happening there with repairing his chair in the middle of it. What had he done?
Maybe some of the circuits. He is a robot. He's a cyborg.
They do have that,
so they've got to repair him. Something glitched out in the first 2 rounds.
Commander Data from Star Trek, that kind of thing.
He's the guy you walk into a room and it's like the Star Wars scene where the little droid is fixing his hand.
Yeah, that would not even make any...
That wouldn't surprise me if it was Zipnik sitting in a chair.
Out of all the people, you would be like, this makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's very human as well, Data. You develop I don't know, you never watched a lot of Star Trek, did you?
No, I was, I feel like that's one of the selections you make early in life if you're going to be like a Trekkie or a Star Wars dork, and I took Star Wars dork.
Alright.
I don't think I've seen ever an episode of Star Trek.
You've really missed out.
Not a single one.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't feel like I did. I don't feel like that in any way. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't missed Star Trek in my life whatsoever.
We'll get you on that, Moses, as well. We'll find time for it. Get all the old episodes. Not the new stuff. That's not good anymore.
Well, that Captain Jean-Luc Picard, that was the original meme. Remember that?
Yeah, they're making a new movie about that. That looks great.
Yeah, it really does. Patrick Stewart's in it as well, I think.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna watch that. Definitely.
Shout out Professor X.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2-0 in the favor of G2, but there's a few weapons that were scavenged and salvaged from the previous round, so a little bit for Astralis to fight with here in round 3.
Yeah, but that used to be, or maybe still is, I don't know, but it definitely has been a calling card for a long time for Astralis in itself, is that even when you do win rounds, it's not easy, right? It takes a lot out of you, you have to spend a lot of energy. So that's another thing that hopefully they can maintain in this major. Nice execute with all of the grenades. One going into the corner, they're just making absolutely sure no one can hide anywhere. Sip gets another headshot though, taking down Kenny Device with the deagle. Nice spray from Lucky. He had a very hard beginning to the first half of that game yesterday, but he made up for it, which in itself was kind of cool. Not the Molotov that they were looking for.
No, but they should be fine. Glaive, if you can just grab a gun and bail out, that's what you do. And he has not picked up anything. Just a flashbang, and once again, stuck in that little corner. Same from Pistol Round. 3-0. G2 off to a good start. This is where you can see the AWP come out, though. Device at 6,200. You imagine he'd go for it. And he will.
Yeah, what an interesting start. Aminek going to be holding on to the MAC-10. Could do a lot with that, even when they have, the weapons that they have here. And actually, I guess Glaive is the only one missing head armor. But sometimes that's all you need, like a little coincidence. MAC-10 up close.
Yeah, just that one player maybe a little unlucky. Here we go, fast towards the upper bomb set again. Lucky gonna lead the way, finds the first, completely blind is Dupree. Lucky still hasn't turned, and Magisk with a double kill. He plugs the hole in the defense. The bomb is on the ground as well.
Nobody from G2 was spotting for the hut, were they? I'm pretty sure that...
I imagine it had to be the second guy through and he just got killed.
Yeah. That's one of those cases where there's just so much happening throughout that rush that it's kind of impossible to see exactly what was going on there. But I'm kind of... Once Lucky gets that first kill, it's almost like he just made the assumption that was going to be the hot player up there or something, that he wasn't going to check for anything else. A nice shot there on to Shocks to drop him. And now Aminek 1 versus 4.
Taking guns away would be massive, especially if you could somehow find that AWP. Zipnik's holding for this cross in mini. Spotted the elbow. Aminek, great headshot. Next up would be Device. He wasn't being too aggressive with his peek, but it's only a matter of time before he goes searching. But again, just barely spotting an elbow as Aminek. He's getting a lot of information.
Oh, here's the scope as well. Definitely knows that he was still hanging out. 34 seconds. Going to be jumping down to low ground, and now probably getting a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, I actually thought he might have heard the ladder or Device going up.
Only just a couple of steps too far away or occupied with something else. Who knows? 20 seconds. Now moving into the trophy room. Meg is going to be there. Up against the, what's that, like the soda dispenser? Hard to see sometimes when people hang out in front of that.
Soda dispenser.
I don't know, what is it?
Vending machine?
Vending machine, that's the word I was looking for. Listen, I was even before I said that, my mind was just blanking on it.
It's
like,
fine.
what is that thing?
Yeah, I'm here to help.
I appreciate that.
3-1, Mac-10's back in the hands of Jax and Ominek, and I guess that would make you feel like this is going to be some kind of a faster, more aggressive play, much like the last round, although Ominek didn't lead the way. We'll see what they've got. Ominek is heading towards ramp room at the moment. Smokes outside, Molotov coming in to prevent any kind of cross, or at least slow it down, not necessarily prevent it entirely, and Kenny S just comes right through that smoke, but Device is perfectly positioned for this play.
Certainly ready for it. They could still smoke him off effectively. They're going to put on really deep. Kenny opening up on Sip, taking him down. That's huge one. Nice return from Glaive and Device. Even forced back. Still going to be able to pick up a kill. Might get another one. Legs him through the wall, and Jax is down to 20 health. And that is actually a great defense. Falling back, but still being very lethal. And now can they get the bomb plant down? Magisk looking at the windows here. The smoke to block it off. That's pretty good timing, actually, for G2. And at least they get the bomb plant here. But now they have to hold on to the site somehow.
They can do this. Device is swapped out to a rifle instead of the AWP. Shocks on this flank, though. He could end everything before they really get a chance. He could come in really late. It's basically just two people defending for this. Glaive opens the door. Double kill for Lucky. That's exactly what Shocks needed. He's got a chance.
He does have a bit of a chance. Molotov there on Device. Static could actually cancel out everything. They're going to go for a quick defuse. Still thinking about it. Put the Molotov in the wrong direction. Closing the door, but Shocks is here. This is a huge opportunity. He's going to open the door. Shut down one and escapes back in. That's big. Down to 6 health now. And he goes for the re-peek again, but there's no time for a defuse. They get the kills, but not the round. And G2 will pick up a 4th.
That is so wild from Shocks. The double kill from Lucky was exceptionally important to win that round. But coming in for that flank, when you're a man down, that had to take so much time, so much faith in your teammates to hold on just long enough.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
That's Nico's cousin's team. It's the fact that, so, you know, we can sort of hear the comms. I'm guessing everybody can.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But because the Danish, obviously, I could hear them actually call out Lucky's position. Like they said, we know that's why they grouped up to both aim at that, and he still got a double kill.
He still got a double kill. That's got to be frustrating. Fast towards the upper box again. The Deagle's doing work from Glaive. It's got the first, but now the Mac-10s can start getting these wide angles. But the 5-7 and the All-Gone Magisk are just stronger in mini. He's holding it all down, and he's going to get Astralis on the board with their second.
This is really unforgivable if you're G2, in my opinion. Once you have Astralis in this position, you absolutely want to make sure you shut them all the way down. This could give them kind of a big boost to get back into the game.
And this is a lot of emphasis on the upper bomb site from G2 early on in this game. They've come here, I think, 3 times in these first 4 or 5 gun rounds.
Ominek, Mac-10 in a 1 versus 3. That does not feel good at all. Can get a bit of a chance here. We'll take down Magisk, but now he's on 2 health.
And they now know his position as well.
There it is.
Device is going to drop. He'll have the AUG as well. Nice work from Magisk with the double kill.
His technical question, would you drink a soda from a nuclear power plant? Just even though knowing that, like, of course it's safe, there's not radiation just lying around, but wouldn't it feel still like...
I think that's part of the excitement. I feel like that would make it taste better.
Yeah?
Is the danger.
Didn't
they just announce that there's like vodka made from Chernobyl crops?
I don't know, it could be.
They did. That was rhetorical. They did actually do that. I shouldn't have asked the question. But
no,
they did.
Fine.
I would drink that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you get superpowers, you know?
That's what I'm hoping for. I think it's worth the risk.
Well, listen, we'll find you a way to get your bottle. Round number 7 now. As the scoreline currently 4-2 in favor of G2. They try to get through the squeak door. A lot of flashbangs and, I mean, some damage from Magisk, sure, but they actually get the kill on him. And this could be a big steal for G2 if they can somehow make it back. They're down at the low ground now, or down to the B-bomb side with the bomb. And they're going to be planning it right away. This is huge for them.
This is going to be such an interesting game just to think about, and maybe having to re-watch is just some of the... Oh my god, great shot from Shock. Some of the economic decisions. We've seen so many Mac-10s from this T side, even when they've probably had money to get better weaponry. But here it's working out. It's a very, very scrappy round, but Astralis caught off guard with the pace of that hit.
They definitely were, and Shaq's been looking outside and successfully as well. There's Amanek again with the Mac 10. He's going to finish off Dupree as well. Massive triple for him in this round, and that will win them the round. G2 going to be up to 5-2 now. This is so great. The Frenchman really stepping it up here early on.
The French force buy. It's back. It's back in action.
Haven't seen that for a while, have we?
No, and that's another, like, I guess it's kind of an upper hit going through the door and dropping down lower, but again, more emphasis on that upper bomb site very early on in the round, and then just getting that first kill and disappearing down the vents. Very, very difficult to read and very difficult to rotate into the proper position if you're that player in ramp room.
Tactical pause being called now from Astralis, want off the ride for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I would too if I was them. They're getting, I mean, trounced, I guess is a pretty decent way to put it, especially in the context of this map. But yeah, we saw they didn't have like the greatest winning record on it recently, and they haven't played a whole lot recently these past few months, but still, you'd consider this to be a map that you just don't want to mess them on.
That's been really sort of common wisdom at this point, hasn't it?
10 kills for Amanek.
Yeah, he's doing wonderfully.
I wonder if this is a situation. Oh my lord! Have you ever seen anything like it?
I don't know. I fell in love a little bit for a minute. I was like, this is great. Great energy.
Got flush.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. I want people to experience the game on that level. Allows me, vicariously to live through that. It's awesome. Ooh, Kenny walking into it though. Device, they really don't have another work with here. They're always going to go for one more outrageous kill, taking down Jax. This is not, again, why is this so much back and forth? G2, these are some of the rounds where they should have a slight upper hand on the grenades, on the weapons, and Astralis taking a little bit away from them here.
I love that re-peek from Device. I love that second peek in, especially because you kill the Opera, you kill Ken Hies, and you see it, and you're like, well, there's no one to hold me into this spot anymore. There's no AWP that can just hold the angle and eliminate me as soon as I go for the peek. Why not be aggressive, especially out of a timeout with your team down 3 rounds? Spotsman jumping, passes on the information. There's the peek, but Amanek's ready for that. He's having himself quite a game this round with an AK-47, down to just 15 HP.
If they could have started the round like that, it would have been a little bit different. Doesn't mean it's really done yet. 40 seconds, though, is going to be a huge issue. Shox has got the AWP and the bomb both, and they're going to be having a hard time getting into a bomb site before the time simply runs out here. They do have a smoke and a Molotov left there on G2, so if they get the bomb plant down, then there's a bit more of a chance. This crossfire, though, for Lucky, how do you make it through? Well, even if he wasn't killed there, Sip was on the other side and he was getting flanked. Now there's only 15 seconds, and it's a 2-on-4 here, so they need an instantaneous bomb plant when they're really having a hard time even operating the doors. Those are tricky things. Most they go front and back, and there's little handles, and like you never know how they work.
They're not the easiest technology to operate. Either way, I mean, at that point, once that kill comes out towards ramp room, Astralis knows exactly what's coming. Everyone bailing out to that lower bomb site. A third round for Astralis off the back of a triple kill from Device. And these past 5 rounds have gone back and forth. They've just been traded by both of these teams. No one able to really string 2 rounds together. Maybe that's why those Mac 10s on the G2 side have been effective, because the money's been low too low to even have head armor a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I don't know, this is... it is back and forth, and I guess credit to Astralis for I mean, incredible kills for Device to start the round with. I just feel like G2 should be able to capitalize more on this.
Kenny's burning.
Oh no.
He didn't realize it whatsoever. He thought he was going to be safe in that corner. Small mistake. Oh, and that's an even bigger mistake. It's actually a shooting gallery for Glaive. He's happy with the one, especially with Device still in secret. Bombs on the ground, and Device still has the angle. So if you're Jax, it's so hard to decide whether you go forward or backward.
Yeah, that's 3-on-5. Big opportunity here. Glaive, I think he must have seen Kenny, but he just ignored him outright. Device is going to be taking down Jax. Now they're really getting picked apart here. And Kenny, understandably paranoid. Incredible kill, though. Oh, he almost hit that one as well. You just love watching Kenny play all the time, but he's finally to get found here. And that is... I don't know, that's a big opening, a big window back into the game here for the Danish side.
Exactly, I think this is a pretty critical juncture in this map, as it feels like Astralis, especially now that they can have the money beneath them, like get their legs under them with the economy in terms of the Molotovs, the smokes, the kits and everything. Device still having that AWP and starting to heat up. You know, there's always been a point when you watch Astralis play where even when they've encountered difficulty, there is always a point where it feels like they figure things out and they go on some kind of a massive run. And G2, with some of those early losses, not able to string rounds together during that stretch, might have let Astralis off the hook just too much.
Yeah, I really feel like that's the case at the moment. I think the G2 side had it all lined up. They just needed to pull the trigger, and then somehow that didn't really work out. Sip, just a flashbang there, but does have a Molotov if they want to try and run him down. They don't have any armor either. And usually it's very hard to catch Sip, you know, off guard at any moment, really. He's actually in a position where escaping can be tricky.
Yeah, it's a pretty committed position. Maybe he's trusting Device to rotate over in time. Who's outside? He is pretty far away, but Zip's going to change his position on the defense, get a deeper angle in towards Radio Room. Now he just waits. Crouch with the AUG, they all line up for him, but oh, it's not nearly the killing spree that I thought it would be. Kenny S puts him down in Device with a very narrow miss, and there's so much pressure on this defense. I think they've done it. I think they've just held on enough.
Oh, that's scary. Kenny had the AUG at the back there. But yeah, now they have actually done enough. They were sliding into that fight one at a time, which normally we caution heavily against. In fact, we make fun of people who do that regularly. But I guess when it works, you can't really say much. But that did look like it was about to get out of control for the Astralis team.
Yeah, it got a bit dicey. Timeout for G2 to talk things over on this T side. It's been 3 straight and 4 of the last 5 going over to the Danes. Magus can Device with 11 kills each. It's Amanek with 12. Next closest member on G2 is Lucky with 7.
Yeah, so what's the play right now for... I mean, the one issue going outside is that Device seems to be warmed up with the AUG, but they have Kenny. I mean, do you just take that fight? You say, you know what?
Here's what...
Kenny's better.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but, you know, you can obviously put some faith in him, right? But that's going to be a tough one to win. Device, it's not that he's necessarily better, it's just that he plays a style of AWPing that's very, very difficult to pick off and kind of counter against.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing. I think the real problem is now that there's money, now that there's Molotovs and nades for Astralis, you know, the emphasis on the fast play towards the upper bomb site that we saw from G2 early on, that's not going to work anymore.
Clave flashed for a while out there. That's a friendly smoke. He's going to set it up as a one-way to look right over the railing here.
Oh, that's so nerdy.
It is really nerdy, but they might also be suspicious when you see this. You might think, no, they're not going to be nearly suspicious enough. Kenny goes down. That actually does work out, and Meg is burning Amanek alive, and he's ready for more, taking down Jax, the headshot as well, to drop back in. That's going to be the round. A triple kill for Magisk, and, you know, I saw you tweeting a little bit about him yesterday, I believe it was.
He gave an interview where he just said, you know, we had like a scheduled time to come back to from the break and start practicing for the major, and I actually came back like a week early and just worked on my individual game. And I absolutely love watching Magus play. I think he is so incredibly skilled, and he's just a pleasure to watch as a player. So that made me very happy. That made me very excited.
He's that kid in the class, isn't he? That's like, hey, if I've already done all my homework, is there anything else I can do? What a rat. You
didn't like that kid, did you? Something tells me.
No, I did not like that
kid. You did not befriend that child.
Renee doesn't really do nearly enough here, but the pistols are out, so maybe G2 could find a quick headshot. Deagle to pick somebody off. Ooh, there's a chance for Jax there.
I'm wondering if Device saw that and doesn't seem like a peek that he'd be too willing to take. Why risk it? Yeah, wait for the easier one to come out. Monitoring the top as well. Shox has already dropped in, but Dupree's aware of the possibility. Glaive may have communicated it over to him. And this should be pretty standard for Astralis to clean these last 3 players up. They've got a lot of money in the bank now, and I think looking back, I think, you know, it's going to end up that we were right. That did seem to be the turning point where Astralis finally was just like, yep, we've got it now. We figured it out.
That, again, I don't know. It makes me a little bit sad on behalf of G2, just because it really felt to me like they had them in the box at the moment. Like they could have done so much more. Yeah,
but it was it was a box that was predicated on G2 having economic control. So now you have to see how deep this team is in terms of their tactics, in terms of, you know, just this map in general. Can you win rounds when you don't have the economic advantage, or can you win rounds when your opponent has, you know, everything you could possibly want? If your entire strategy is based off having economic control, you know, that's not ideal.
Well, you brought up this idea that if G2 take down Astralis on this map, then that for the rest of the tournament opens it up as a possibility. Does it work the other way, that if they lose here, then every other team's going to be like, thanks G2 for testing that proposition, we are not going to be playing Nuke against Astralis?
I mean, as weird as it sounds, I don't think it necessarily works the other way. I mean,
No.
I just don't think people are going to be like excited to do it in any way.
No, but I mean, someone has to step on that landmine, right? So G2 are like, maybe it doesn't work anymore. It did.
We'll put one foot on it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well, we don't know yet, right? But it is now. It's starting to look like Astralis are feeling just too confident, too comfortable here. Some of the shots being connected with on that outside area are really hard to deal with. Oh, look at this. Now he's out in the open. Oh, he's going to get overrun completely. That was about to be great. And then as soon as he doesn't hit that shot up on the silo, it all just crumbles. They're going to be quick downstairs, but actually G2, they're throwing them for a bit of a loop here.
Yeah, they are. They come right back up, and there's no one outside to get this information.
Wow.
It's all on Magisk. It's all on that extra week of preparation. We'll see what it's done for him, but he's got one coming from behind. Shocks in a lurk position. It's going to be so powerful. He almost reads it. He almost glances back up, and it's just a second late. And there's too many players for Astralis who rotated downstairs. I don't think they can get back into this bomb site. Zipnix would have to do something incredible, which is entirely possible.
Well, Lucky's looking. They've been doing this a lot. It's either been Shocks or it's been Lucky in this round where they've left someone behind and there's no chance at all. I think Sip was even listening to Kenny jumping around like a crazy person on the other side of the wall. And now it's Device and Dupree. Just looking for pickoffs. 2 versus 3 here as they get the kill, but you're absolutely right. They are not going to get back into the bomb site. It's like Magisk was fighting his own sixth sense, you know, telling him someone is going to be there, and he just, you know, couldn't really find the timing for it. That was, what a great mid-round call for G2.
You're at such a disadvantage in that position if you're Magisk, where it's like, you're right, he had the perfect read of the situation. It's just, you're at every disadvantage in the book. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's all down to how lucky you can get on the timing. Dupree trying to take one last weapon away. It's not going to happen, but you are right. That is a beautiful mid-round call for G2 to get them back on the board after 5 rounds won for Astralis. G2 is back with a round of their own. But it's still Amanek in a massive way. 14 kills for him. Next closest is now, it's still Lucky at 8.
He's really doing a lot, isn't he? And someone's going to join him up at the top there. Jax. I mean, maybe we can get to see Jax with the auto shotgun in ramp in the next half.
Oh yeah, he had that disgusting ace, didn't he? Was that an ace? Was it 4 kills?
I think it was 4. He had an ace another time, actually. He's got like a couple of rounds now. Quickly rushing, Dupree is going to be able to, Glave's going to be able to hear all of this, and he's just jumping up on the red container. That's kind of incredible. Kenny, close range with the AWP, unable to hit the shot the first time, second time as well, and he won't get a third one. Glaive will take him down. That's a lot of acrobatics out there for Glaive, isn't it?
I like it though. He's been so good in that position for so long. Part of the strength of Nuke was him being able to do things like that on his own to defend outside, and again, he does it on his own, a double kill. Not too many players have been willing to be bold enough to make a play like that. Much less come out on top in such a fashion. This it's late in the half, so the economy's not going to play too big of a thing, but there's not a whole lot of money left for the G2 side. So a win here for Astralis would give them a good advantage in the last round of the half.
Yeah, and I actually think 9-6 that's a very good first half scoreline for Astralis on this version of Nuke. Glaive just noticing, sees the second player, so that's a lot of information to be gathering with about 30 seconds left. He's waiting, holding a somewhat defensive angle. Now it's really defensive, and they have almost no time left here.
No, everything's got to be perfect from G2 from this point out. Jax trying to flank up ladder. This Magisk in this corner. We saw Dupree here on the pistol. It didn't go well, but this time Magisk is going to peek and get the headshot. 2 players got to come in through Mini. They could actually, if they want, because of the money, maybe decide to save this and just rebuy the utility so you can have the AK-47s in the next round. 8 seconds on the clock. That looks like it's exactly what they're doing. Cautiously clearing out all the corners, but Lucky's not going to make it. It's just Amanek, and he doesn't want anything to do with these fights.
Late kill there, just getting rid of Magisk. It doesn't really do anything to him. He's got almost 10,000, so he's going to be fine. But an 8-6 scoreline here.
And fans in the house.
Excited for Astralis? I don't know.
Yeah?
Hard to say.
I couldn't tell.
Probably not, are they?
This is crazy. Up on top, this fight with Kenny S was very, very weird and a difficult one for Kenny dealing with all the smoke. The buy for G2 is actually a little bit better than I thought it would be. Kenny S with an AWP. You have got the Krieg on Amanek. Another MAC-10 on the field, 2 AK-47s. G2 looking for a 7th round on their T side, and you could say they'd need it. Astralis, one of those teams who offensively can just rack up rounds.
I wonder how... That, from Sip's point of view, that was just a corpse falling down, wasn't it? Jack's just announcing himself. Device probably picking him off almost mid-air. It's another opening outside that goes in the favor of Astralis. I feel like that's been a theme as well for this first half.
Once Device got the op-out, once they got the money, you're exactly right. You know, Device just put a stopper.
Oh, don't tell me he shot him from here.
In this outer yard, I think it was, or maybe below on the ground, but it certainly looked like he was jumping around the corner.
Oh, run boost. Gonna go for it. Really wide out. I mean, I like the idea. Maybe you could beat one of the AWPers there. Kenny with a beautiful shot. That's exactly the level they need. And now can they speed it up behind this? Glaive is to infiltrate. He's been here the whole time, and he nearly takes down Shox as well. Might have done enough. With 40 seconds, it's a 3-on-3, and they are still not on a bomb site. Amanek has got the bomb and the Krieg at the moment, so maybe that could be a difference maker. Shox trying to see if he could give his team one more chance. If he could just get up on the roof there, but oh, Sip. Did he make enough noise there?
Oh, he definitely did.
Yeah, he might have. Shox turning for it. That should be a free kill. Lucky gets one of the pre as well. Now it's Magus the home. He's going to pick up the 1 kill. Goes to the spray. He knew that they were coming up high as well. And that's going to be the last round going to G2. That's a big win for them. 8-7 though in favor of Astralis.
Yeah, I think that 7th round is a very nice thing and a bit of a at times sloppy defense. Either way, 8-7. We'll see what Astralis can do in their offense when we return from the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have Astralis versus G2 on Nuke, and it's a best of 1. So far, it's 8-7 in the favor of Astralis. They were on the CT side. Now, they're on the T side, and it honestly looks to me like G2 were about to really give him a good spanking, but didn't really work out that way.
I know the Des touched on briefly, you know, coming back from the break, the individual level of Astralis players not being what it was last year, and there's obviously truth in that. But for that half, despite that really good run they had, it felt like there were a couple times you saw like uncharacteristic defensive miscues, like uncoordinated or some kind of communication error. There were a few times where I just saw some very curious plays out of Astralis for a team that like built their kingdom off such strong, fundamental, and smart play.
Jax, he's ready for the jump. That's madness. That is so cool. What a good idea. Could have worked out, but he's still going to be safe enough to fall back. Ready for a follow-up fight. And this is an all-in position. You could get a kill on someone sneaking up, but if they peek you wide as well at the same time, that's going to be a lot of trouble. There is a potential quick flank coming in from Kenny. He's right behind him. Shox going down, and Jax is going to get the 1 kill. Kenny can get anything from behind. He's trying his very best and not going to be able to so far. Now the door smoked off towards Decon at least, so maybe they could get a quick bomb plant. Amanek. Yeah, with the CC, you don't want to be spamming too many bullets with the smoke either. That can really backfire. Dupree gonna go for the bomb plant, and now it's a 4-on-3.
Oh, this is going to be so tough to get back into it. There is no kit on these G2 players. Missed shots from Kenny S. That's going to allow Zipman to get close, but he misses his opportunity. Dupree's low, and he's still dueling out in the open, and Kenny is going to press the issue. One in window he's got to take care of, but Device with a double kill pretty much seals things, and Kenny out of bullets, out of time. He goes down to the laughter of Zonic.
He was doing a very...
Did you just call him Gouda? As in the cheese?
It does sound like... Well, yeah, that would... No. Gouda, that means guys. Means boys, something like that. Yeah. I like the idea, though.
What do you say? If he's making you laugh, you have to tell the class.
I just... no, I was laughing at Kenny doing the breakdancing. I think that was great. He was almost lived through that reload. Yeah, well... 9-7. Anyway, if you have to call someone a cheat, surely Bree is going to be it. Ask Sam about that.
Okay.
Richard's producer.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a very Sam question, obviously.
There's all inside things that, well, worth
exploring,
Googling at some point.
9-7, about to be a 10th round as G2 stack towards ramp room. Obviously, no presence there whatsoever. I want to go back. That pistol run actually, I mean, it ended up being like a 3-man surviving first Ross. That was very close. That setup that was it Jax and Shox had. If it wasn't for like a brilliant shot from Glaive, I think it was like a long range 1 or 2 tap to the head with a Glock, which is frustrating. Shox was actually playing in the double doors and baiting for that position that Jax was in. This is great from Magix. 3 quick kills, a lot of bonus money to open things up for Dupree to come in, and the transfer with the MAC-10 is in.
Wow. He's just an absolute party pooper, isn't he, Meg? They had the whole setup, like 5 people in the ramp, ready in case someone, like, they had the boost in the corner, a guy behind the box.
He comes from the one spot no one was looking at.
It's like, you've got a little trap set up here. Too bad.
That sucks for you guys. Amanek with the auto shotgun in this round. The AWP is out early as well, Anders. Kenny S. No nades, no armor.
I don't care about the AWP anymore. Just want to see that auto shotgun. That's all I'm here for.
Well, it's a big thing that he goes for the AWP with no armor because there's 3 MAC-10s and a UMP. And it's going to be fast-paced towards the upper bomb site.
Oh, you're right. They're rushing right in. Amanek is here close, and he's going to get shot down. No chance of that shotgun to be used. And it's Device to follow it up. And there's the MAC-10 in place. Sip will take down Lucky. And, well... You don't feel welcome when they start throwing fire at you.
No, when the AWP's down. And you're in a situation as well, Strauss, G2, you can actually go for this in a 2-on-3, see if you get a kill very, very quickly, but it's going to be tough. And if
they
you don't find one soon...
on Device. They've already thrown 2 up there.
Well, he's in a great position, doesn't even need to use it, probably saving it for the bomb just in case, but I think Shox and Jax have to back away from this with that AWP. That's a round that you're not going to see Astralis run too often. That is just this third round and saying, you guys don't have the money for like multiple nades and multiple Molotovs. We're going to get out one of these choke points.
Oh, good call. Glaive is the...
Oh, was that the shout? Good call.
So
that was very aggressive. Good call.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely fine.
If I was Glaive, I'd be like, why are you yelling at me?
Dude, that doesn't sound like, doesn't sound like praise. No, but yeah, I think they're just excited, aren't they? They're just having a good time. Right now, bet-wise, things aren't looking too great for G2. The crowd has left them.
The odds have left them as well.
So, I mean, yeah, like, all the people just saying, no, we don't believe anymore. 11-7, so only a 4-round gap, and they haven't really had rifles yet. So I don't know. I don't want to pass too much judgment early on here on G2. It's impossible. It's possible that they can still do a lot, but
this is one of those rounds where you hope that even just in freeze time, someone just turns to Kenny and says, "You have the AWP. It's one of the few powerful weapons we have. We need you to really take this round over for us.
Yeah,
give us something to work with." And he's not.
Well, not yet. He's thinking about it, but the rest of his team is also playing some sort of weird game inside that I'm not sure what it is. Sort of like...
Patty cake?
So, I don't know what that is. What is that?
I'll tell you later.
Alright. Can we play it later? Is that possible?
Yeah, we can play it later if you want.
Alright, cool. Amanek quickly shutting down Glaive. Trying to get out. Ooh, they're inside of the smoke. This could get really ugly. Dupree trying to find something. Jack's now picking up the position, and in the meantime, Shox has gone down. Really great shots here coming out with the pistol for G2. They need a round like this. Dupree going to take away Amanek, but Kenny's right there. No. The gun barrel showing what a cruel way to go down. Out of all the ways they could maybe give away this round, surely that's not going to be one of them.
They don't
2-on-2.
They don't deserve to win this round. This has been that was an ugly way to start an eco round strategy of trying to attack that upper bomb site. We'll see. Once things have gotten like hectic and it's spread out a little bit, now they've started to come alive based off the individual prowess.
Bomb is downstairs now. Dupree's going to get the bomb plant down. Oh, well.
Not yet.
He does signal it with the Molotov, so I guess that does buy a little bit of time for Lucky to get there, but Lucky's got no smoke, no kit, no nothing to actually buy space for himself. How do you do this? You need to get onto the bomb site and force the fights pretty early, because you might lead like 3 or 4 peaks to actually get the shots off.
If he gets Dupree though, Shox is in a relatively awkward position. It's all if he can find that there's the peak, and go very smart from Dupree, not even to take the fight, just hide, just stay there, get the information for your teammate, and there's the peak. Astralis get away with one.
They absolutely do.
I thought that was going to be an absolute massacre. Obviously, unfortunate circumstance for Kenny S as he kind of tries to come in towards Mini with the AWP, not aware of Dupree's position.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate, because that was, I mean, obviously the timing on the backup otherwise would have been great. They were standing inside of this smoke, standing alone.
That's what was so weird to me, was there was like a smoke in the middle of the site and someone from Astralis just ran and stood in it. And that was like their way to try and get into the bomb site.
Yeah, or I think just trying to avoid getting sprayed down with the CCs from up on the hut. I mean, they're just sort of like, hold on. There's a lot of people here. 12-7 though. It's all right, so far we've had G2, you know, giving Astralis a couple of these rounds, and now, you know, Astralis actually avoid, you know, giving one back, which is, you know, the combined effect of that both ways that's hard to deal with.
What a round from Dupree, saving them with those final 3 kills, and he's fine with it. He's chewing gum now as well. I saw it.
Maybe there's something to it. What has Twist done to our little community? Where are the gum sponsorship in that case?
I think he got a gum delivery.
He got delivery
during the break, yeah.
All right.
A lot of gum.
Good for him.
I don't know if it was a sponsorship per se, but massive delivery. Best buy that G2's had in some time. AWP on Kenny S. But G2 needs something right now.
They've got the orb. Trained in the corner, one misstep out here. And Glaive could be gone. He does see it. Actually playing a very dangerous game, isn't he? Smoke, and then the wall is going to be set up, and Kenny slightly frustrated. Ooh, that's so scary. Device actually goes for the challenge, and he's going to win it again as well. That's a big fight there.
That's a tough fight for Kenny S to win as well, because that's so many different things coming at you. You obviously see Glaive jumping up and down. You see the boost, and then Device even drops down and changes his vertical position. So tough for Kenny S to know where the peak was going to come from.
40 seconds. Device ready and waiting, and going to take down Jax. It's almost like he just read that. 3-on-5 now. More of the G2 squad are trying to follow this up. They just want the information. They want to know what's happening. The bomb is on the other side with 25 seconds, and surely they're going to revert back towards the bomb side. They must know that there can be almost nobody here. Lucky standing alone. 20-second shot. He's going to pick up 1 kill. He has to do this on his own, and he's going to get the first shot. Shox with a big double, but it might not be enough here. 10 seconds. It's a 2-on-2. The bomb now going down on the other side of the silo, and Dupree and Sip. Can they steal this one away? I'm surprised G2 is even still in this round. Almanac's
on the flank, though. He'll be coming in, and are they aware of the possibilities? Zipnik's getting into a better position. If he can eliminate this flank, a lot of noise being made, though, and Almanac might go undiscovered.
Thinking about it, you could tell Sip, he knows. They have no idea where that last player is, and that's a big cause of worry at the moment. Shox now making his way in, looking the wrong way, and now it's almost impossible. Amanek gonna get the kill, but he's still in trouble. He does not have a defuse. Can he pick someone up right then and there? And still, Sip will pick him for the double in another round. Barely being won there by Astralis. Some of these, I mean, there's so many very, very close rounds, and just a number of them have turned in favor of the Danes.
Isn't that just the story that we've known for about over a year now, though? We've said that so many times. When you have someone like Zipnik, so that's always going to be alive at the end of the round. They keep putting him in perfect positions to help him win these close post-bomb plant situations. 13-7 hasn't been the best Astralis that we've ever seen, but this is still looking like a pretty strong victory, all things considered. Even with some difficulties in that first half to start things out.
Yeah, I agree. They are looking decently good at the moment.
We have to remember as well, because we have this conversation about a number of teams that you know, have the free berth to this stage of the major.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of rust that you're playing off, especially out of a player break.
Yeah, some previous majors we've actually seen that be such a huge effect.
Yeah.
Where the sort of the challenger teams are just really fired up from the week before. All right, Kenny, a little bit aggressive. Quick triple, almost catching another one. That would have been huge. Now he's just trying to run them down, but they're just throwing grenades at him, trying to make him go away. And Dupree's going to be able to catch him. I like the idea of just rolling that momentum all the way. I mean, what else are you going to do? It's not going to get better if they put the bomb down first, and you have to deal with that.
Yeah, Dupree liked that idea as well, though. He was ready for it the whole way, just tapping the bomb, just to be like, yeah, Kenny, I know you want to come through the smoke and come at me. He was prepared for that outcome. 14-7, and this G2 defense has been blanked in the second half. They haven't put a single round on the board.
And that's a problem. Most of the time. Well, you get 15 rounds, Moses, on T side. Maybe then you don't need any CT rounds. You can play overtime forever. But
I was going to say, you still need at least one.
Only if you want to win.
Only if you...
Glaive really quickly down. That is a classic and actually something we've seen a lot of teams do. The vent dive. But not only does he do it, but I think he does it in such a fashion that nobody even saw it. So that, like, there are different ways of doing that. If people see it, then they're sort of, oh, Jax
is here. He's aware of the possibility.
Yeah, he actually might be. That's good, and he's going to win the fight against Glaive. That's so someone upstairs did catch it. That makes all the difference.
The tough part is this position we just saw Shox sneak into, slide into. I don't think that was spotted whatsoever. That can be cleared out from above by Magisk, but they might lose a player or two before they can. This is a spot that Glaive absolutely loves, and you can see Device checking it, but not deep enough. They line up for him, and he only gets the one. Oh, Shox is going to be a little upset about that. Still an advantage for his team, and you have Device at 6 health. But he wanted both.
Very interesting to see them clear 90% of it, and then...
yeah, that final 10% is always the one that gets you.
Smoke goes away just as they made the jump. Meg is going to be picking up Lucky. G2, this is a round that you surely win.
This is such a weird round. I think Astralis might even have an advantage. Kenny S is going to be forced away. There's no defense in the upper bomb site. Amanek is actually in lobby, and that is a big win for Magisk.
Wow, what a shot there with the creep. Amanek coming in, looking for it. He's going to take him down, but now he gets a little bit low on health as well. 13 seconds as they try and make their way down. Sip has got the bomb, and Jax here. Could he stop him from crossing over? Now he's behind the silo, and surely going to get the bomb plant down. Yeah, no problems there. And there is a Molotov left on Sip. He's not going to be able to use it there, but he takes down Jax, and that means Amanek is in a whole lot of trouble. How do you do this? No smoke to put out anything, no smoke to block out any kind of positions, and he's not have a defuse kit. Man, I feel like this, again, how many rounds have we had now that are like this?
I mean, this is one where Magisk just is almost like a Terminator, just walks into that upper bomb site on his own. 2 kills in the round, the 2 critical kills it feels like, and Zipnik's starting to spam. He's going to blow a hole in the door, he's going to get taken down. Amanek going to push forward. Device still on just 6 HP, but I think the time is gone at this point, and I don't even know if he'll be able to save. He does get that final kill, and the AWP tucks himself in the corner, and he'll survive with 7.
Also chewing gum.
Also just casually laughing as they win a 15th round.
Yeah, I think they reached the stage of enjoying this a while ago, didn't they? 15-7. So many rounds that are just, I don't know, close, but I guess if they are all close, but they all go to Charlotte, that means there's something else working outside of just, you know, misfortune, you know? Can't be unlucky every round. Maybe they just need another 10%.
Yeah, when you're consistently unlucky, it means, you know, the other team's doing something good. Glaive going to do the fast vent dive this time. He's got Zipnix with him. Has the defense noticed it just yet? No one is downstairs. They haven't even... Yeah, they're going to get a bomb plant, and G2 has no idea. There's no one even close. They've heard the click, and they're starting to rotate now, but it might be too late.
Oh, good kill for Shox. Even better follow-up. That is such an impressive play from him. That might actually give them the round, and Dupree going to be going down. That is not how I saw that round playing out.
No, if it wasn't for that double kill from Shox, triple kill make that beautiful round on the defense.
Wow.
But you could see the idea behind that from Astralis. Get that plant down so quickly. You have someone lurking hut. You have Device lurking in ramp room. Wait.
He's the only one with the kit. What are they doing? They're not finding the bomb. No.
No one's
No.
Oh,
there could
please
be absolutely
God.
no way.
This can't be real. Oh.
No, G2.
Holy shit.
This can't be real.
How have they done that?
No.
Well, you won't see that every day.
We've seen ninja diffusers. I've never seen a ninja bomb plant ever in my life before.
Oh, I can't believe they all left.
A ninja bomb plant. I am speechless. I'm absolutely...
I actually don't know what to say either. Well, I mean, you shake it off anyways, I guess. It was still a long shot to come back and win that. However, someone getting on the bomb to defuse is kind of a fundamental part of the game. 16-7 is the score for Astralis. We mentioned it a couple times. Not the best game. Well, I'm going to move on. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it for the moment. We'll talk about it later. We'll have, like, I don't know, we'll have a drink and calm ourselves down.
They were having trouble negotiating the doors first, Moses.